Okay, what's up guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're back in Las Vegas at a very special gym. We're at the Lair gym, and with us we have a very special guest and an old friend of mine, Mr. Flex Lewis.
Old is the appropriate
word. How you doing? Yeah. So we surprised Flex yesterday. We actually came yesterday to the gym and I didn't tell Flex we come in, so a bit naughty of me, but so luckily enough Flex went to get a bottle of water and caught me, yeah. So he's kind enough to, I know how busy he is, so he's going to give us probably 10 minutes of his time to sort of talk about the gym. And so we are doing tours around the gym, that's why we're in Vegas. And obviously we're stopping off at the best gym in Vegas.
Oh, thank you, Sonny. Thank you.
So yes, so how you been? It's been a while since we last seen. Yeah.
The last time we seen each other was the award ceremony.
Award ceremony 3 years ago.
Yeah, you won the gym of the year.
Best gym, yeah.
Best gym in the UK, and then I was very lucky also to receive some amazing awards too.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's
about 3 years.
And that's and before that it was a minute too, quite some time.
Yeah, I mean, I've known Flex probably. I got to know you properly about. It was just before me and Neil started planning for the British Grand Prix.
That's true.
Which is going back 12 years now. So Flex won the British Grand Prix. It was 202 class back then in London. So we get a picture of the trophy. And you were with Gaspari at the time. And I remember we were sort of going to the Olympia, and that's when the expos were massive, and the Gaspari booths were the biggest ones.
Yes, they were.
Yeah, the queues for Flex were just insane. It was you, obviously Neil.
Branch, right? The Branch.
I think Branch came later on.
It
was Hide, and you had all the guys in England.
Yeah.
Did you sort of miss them days, Flex?
You know what? Funny you should say that. It was like an apprenticeship stage for me at that point in time. So I went around the world with Rich. I was, he's like a big brother to me, still is to this day. And he really showed me the ropes, not only from the business side of things and the athlete side of things, but also how to conduct, walk, talk and act.
Was he someone, when you first started training, this one that you looked up to?
Oh yeah, most definitely. His physique and conditioning was
very similar to yours.
Crazy hardness, crazy conditioning, and he practiced what he preached way after he ended up retiring.
I remember when I first started training, Rich was like my favourite bodybuilder, because obviously we're not the tallest, are we?
No.
But he had this sort of the mindset, and he was called the Dragon Slayer, wasn't he?
It was.
So is that where you took your name from for the gym?
No, my name came from the country flag, of Wales. So I had that nickname given to me when I first came over to the US. I think one of the first articles were called the Welsh Dragon.
That was 2007 when you came over here?
2007,
After you won. So Flex won his pro card, 2007 British Championship as a light heavyweight, if I remember correctly. Yeah, so and since then his career's just rocketed through the roof, and 7-time 212 Mr Olympia, but to name a few other titles. So now you're a gym owner. How does it feel opening a gym, being a gym owner?
Well, I said I was never going to be a gym owner, but then when we created the Dragons Lair in Boca, Florida,
because that was a private facility, wasn't it?
It was. It kind of evolved because we had so many guys and girls that thought the gym was open, so we, on the daily or every other
people
day,
coming to try and train there,
just knocking the door, asking if they could come in, and then when I brought guys in for camps from all over the world, and then these native people who lived in the US wanted to meet their favorite bodybuilder, so it turned into something much bigger, much faster than I ever thought. So then that's one of the reasons why we ended up trying to make something work in Florida, and it just wasn't in my heart. And that's one of the reasons why we ended up coming to Las Vegas. I've seen a massive gap in the market here, and we uprooted my family. And
Vegas does seem to be the hotbed of bodybuilding now, doesn't it? And people move from California to here. And obviously you've got the Mr Olympia here as well.
It's become that. I mean, there was a lull period. I think COVID, when that happened, I think everybody had to change the perspective of why they lived in certain states. Vegas was not as bad as California, but it was somewhat open, and we built the gym during COVID times. So nobody knew we were doing it. We kept it a big secret until you tell your close friends, and that secret is locked in. And then when you kind of tell the next group of friends, it's like, now you're gambling it. And then when you tell everybody, it became what it is, and people literally have moved here to be part of this gym.
I can imagine why. So how long did it take to find this premises? Did you just do a lot of research before you move in here? Did you look at different premises?
Absolutely. So
because location is key, isn't it?
Yeah, and as you know, we're backing up to the 15. The 15 is the main freeway that goes all the way to California, all the way to Utah, and this is the freeway that runs behind the strip.
Very accessible.
Easy. You tell people jump on the 15, you can't miss it. So we came here the first time, and it was lockdown. We flew, and it was over the top. But when we got here, I bumped into a couple of fans, and I said, do not show or post these photos until later on the line. I didn't tell them why, but myself and my wife looked at different areas. We have moved to an area called Summerlin. There's another big place called Henderson. There's various different communities here in Las Vegas, but I really didn't know where to move. I only knew the strip, like most people.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So prior to moving here, you've obviously trained Olympia times here. Do you remember Gold's Gym? There was a Gold's Gym here, wasn't there?
Flamingo was my
Drive,
favourite.
Yeah, that was awesome. I did a photo shoot with Gary. That
was my favourite gym here in Las Vegas. Unfortunately, closed down. So I seen that opportunity that, seeing the gyms that had pre-existed here, before I moved here, and then City Athletic closed down, which I trained at also.
Yeah, I trained there.
A great gym. The Flamingo Gold's Gym closed down, and there's a lot of great gyms here in Las Vegas, and there's been some new that have opened up. Fit Club is one. Powerhouse is another. That both have different vibes to us, and we're kind of. Yes, we have a lot of athletes that train, and they do too, but we're not in the same lane. Fit Club has a very unique nightclub theme, and they have a different clientele. Yes, they have athletes there, and Powerhouse is kind of in-house space, but not. They're the other side of town, so we all synergistically work here. But for me, my gym is like a destination place. My goal was to make it as close to what Gold's Gym used to be for me when I got there.
A hotbed of community.
A lot of tourism coming in. But then the guys who actually live and train here, the members that we have, that I've either moved here for the gym or who live in here prior, again, they call this place their home for multiple
That must
reasons.
be a nice feeling. You get people uprooting to move just to train at your facility. It must be a nice feeling.
Yeah, it's crazy. But
we've come here to train and film your gym, so we've come 5,000 miles. So that obviously it's a testament to you, Flex. And I know we don't see each other enough, but before we come and support your gym.
Oh mate, and you being here was such a great surprise. Of course, I had to double take when I seen you, because
double take the calves.
I don't know if I had a meeting on you or something was going on in my office, but I left to get a drink. And then I see this guy trying to buy a day membership. I was like, come on, bro, it's not happening. So the Vegas move for me has been great, because all the guys that I've networked, athletes, not just bodybuilders, throughout the years, fighters, football players, whatever it is in different sports, because I don't see myself just in the bodybuilding circle. I've always networked, and the guys that I met in Florida now have gone full circle, that when they come to Vegas, they support me. And you treat people how you want to be treated yourself, no matter where they are on the ladder.
Make you feel welcome, don't you?
Right? And everybody is at a climb in whatever they are in their life. I met many different guys who are now call themselves champions in different sports that were where I was, climbing the ladder. But again, we keep in connection, you network, and Vegas is a hotbed for networking, and everybody comes to Vegas at least once a year if you live in the US.
And do you think since you've moved here, the Dragon's Lair, do you think other bodybuilders have come here, moved here?
Oh, I know they have. I know they have.
Regan's come here.
Yeah, we've got the who's who here. Andrew Jacks here from Dubai. Rafael Brando's been here.
Rafael,
it's a who's who that come here for an X period of time, or have literally moved here. And are living very close to the gym.
People with social media, they can make a living anywhere, can't they?
They can.
I suppose this gym being the way it is a great place to film, do all your content here. I mean, when you designed this gym, did you have in mind for content for Instagram? I know people ultimately go to the gym to train, but now with social media, it's got to be very Instagrammable.
That's exactly what the gym was designed around. Whether you're standing, looking forward, back, left, right,
you can still see the Dragon's Lair.
That you're in the Dragon's Lair, and I had a vision of what I wanted to create here from the get-go, and I just had to link up with the right person to put that vision into reality.
I remember seeing a podcast, and you said when you seen the Dragon's Lair, and you said it was bigger than you thought.
The Dragon,
It's got to be big though, and it's got to make a statement.
I wanted it to be kept above the pipeline. I'll show you when we do the tour. But when I came back the next day, and I did tell the artist to go for town. How can you tell somebody that you've just met or wants to train with me? It's like, I only want to train a certain style. So I told the artist, this is what I want. This is my vision. But I want you to kind of put it into your spin. And when I came back the next day, the Dragon was what it was. And I think it's all about creating an impact. And I want.
So you said before you didn't see it. how big it was going to be?
No, I knew what he was going to do, all the specs, but when I came back the next day, it was done. But for me, when people come to this gym, I want them to notice things on the second time, not just the first time. Because there's the attention to detail, just like bodybuilding, right? You can look at a physique and go, wow, that's amazing.
But the more you look at it, the more things
exactly. And if you're taking it from a scale, from a couple of yards back, and you're looking at it, you see a lot more detail that you could not see when you're close up. So we put a lot of different details into you. I've taken a lot of I would say inspiration from guys who have done and worked on different places like Universal Studios or Disney, where they hide these little things in the gym, and we've done a lot of different things like that at the gym.
Give me the example. What?
Well, you have to find them.
Okay.
What's the fun in that? But the details in the equipment, for example.
Okay, the finishing on the equipment.
That is a one-off custom piece.
So
we call it Dragon Scale.
Exclusive to this gym.
Exclusive to Arsenal Strength.
I like the it's like a scale, isn't it? It's like a different finish. Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, my staff hated me for doing that because it was if you fucked that up, you have to sandblast it all the way back down and respray it again. Yeah, but it's been a great project for myself and my wife. We done it during COVID, and we finished it just in the right time. And when we done the grand opening, it was very well supported. We had 70 athletes, top athletes, IFBB pros, UFC fighters, boxers. The list of people that I'm friends with all came in, paid their own way in, flew themselves in, stayed in hotels, and that was on them.
That's a testament to you, the fact that you treated people in the past. People come to fly over just to see you, so fair play. So the machines that you had at the old Dragon's Lair in Florida, did you fly them over, or did you get rid of everything?
I've gone through.
You had some nice pieces.
I've gone through 4 different remodels at the Dragon's Lair. So originally it was a hodgepodge.
You'll find, I've had gyms for 25 years. You'll keep changing it. You'll keep evolving it. You'll see something new. You'll never stop.
Well, with this the first time I opened up the gym was a hodgepodge of various different pieces that I hand selected. So it's everything from Cybex, Flex, Icarian, Hammer Strength, some old school great pieces. And then I soaked all them because Arsenal Strength started growing significantly. So then I replaced them with Arsenal Strength, and then that gym equipment was about a year old, and I soaked that too. And then I pretty much when I came out here, without going on with many different stories, when I came out here, it was a brand new pieces. So everything is brand new, other than I think it's like 8 pieces that I kept in storage unit, like old school Flex pieces.
I've just ordered a Flex leg extensions for my gym, because
if you can find Flex, they're
a rocking horse, like shit. You don't get it in UK.
No.
I paid over the odds because we had a leg extension, and I've used the one at Temple Gym because that was a Flex, and we ordered the same one for my gym.
You got it, man. Well, if you can find that, it's such an investment.
It is, but it's worth it. I mean,
absolutely.
A lot of people wouldn't know, but obviously, if you know your equipment, you know what's
gym
good. Exactly. Gym rats.
There's a lot of different pieces here that kind of synergistically works with Arsenal Strength. So what we don't produce, I've put in. So that's Prix, Matrix. And some Flex and Hammer pieces, and that synergistically works with all the
the prime stuff's nice. I use all the line leg cut. That's really nice.
And everything has been tailored for athletes. And us at Arsenal Strength is, the motto is made by athletes for athletes. So that's one of the reasons why I think the gym success has been, for multiple reasons. We focus on the athlete first. We see what the demands are, and then we built the gym accordingly. It
was our first time using Arsenal Strength, because there's not many gyms in UK that have Arsenal Strength, and you loved it. Really solid equipment, isn't it?
Our engineers that we got 4 engineers. You can
adjust it a lot more.
But I think we're more advanced than Hammer. They're kind of stuck in their ways with what they've been doing. And if that's their business model, great. I'm not knocking Hammer Strength. For us at Arsenal, we take pride in making sure that it's difficult, because when you engineer anything, it's going to be so close to something anyway, and then trying to evolve on that is what we've we've not taken a model or a set version of something and said, okay, we like that, how can we make that different, unique? We've gone from basically a blueprint drawing and gone from there, and then.
So do you have input in like designing the equipment?
Absolutely, we're based in Knoxville, Tennessee. We make and manufacture everything American made, American steel. We don't get any overseas cheap steel. Everything is consistent. what you find is with American steel, because of how it's been fabricated and the laws and that go into that, is the steel is consistent. You get everything overseas, you're rolling the dice.
Okay, yes.
You know, there's imperfections.
You could have a good batch and a bad batch.
Yeah, exactly. You could order from the exact same person, and then 2 of your pieces are flawed. You know, and unfortunately, when you got a gym, you know, you can't take that gamble, roll that dice. You know, you want everything that consistent. And that's, we have a lot of big guys that train you, so you know, we want to make sure that every time they stepping on that piece and they're putting a lot of weight on that piece is supported.
Yeah, it's gonna
and we're not looking to injure anybody, or just to have a piece sitting in that floor plan. You know?
Yeah, brilliant. So let's talk about your training. We're not going to take long, but I know you sort of downsized the last year.
Yep.
How do you feel? Do you feel healthier, fitter? Yeah.
I feel great. I think I've lost, since the beginning of this year, about 40 pounds.
40 pounds, yeah.
Purposely. Yeah, I feel
great.
More,
is your training different now? Did you more sort of cardio, functional stuff?
I'm still a bodybuilder.
Yeah.
Like, I had a young guy
still
come in here, 26 years old. He came in from Mexico, drove 5 hours. He's a big fan of mine, and we had a shoulder session. So of course, you know, I had to put my hat back to front after taking a week off the gym, because
you know, when you train a certain way for say 20 years, how long you've been training, it's hard to change the style of training.
Yeah.
It'll always been in you. What them reps, them week in, week out for them many years, will always be in you.
It's been, for me personally, you know, it's part of my life. So when I had to take some time off to have the injuries taken care of, and I was so focused on doing the open class, that time off was very hard. But thankfully I opened up this place during that process. I had to just give my body a break. I couldn't train for like 3 months, just to let the stem cells do the work, and the rest and the stem cells.
That was for your shoulders, isn't it?
Shoulders, knees and elbows. So I've had these injuries since rugby days. They just got, you know, worse.
But you've always been quite smart with your training. You've never had any serious injuries, have you? Not to my knowledge.
Touch wood, no. I got the aches and pains, but I think
that just goes with normal training.
Yeah, jumping in with young kids, like I done the other day, kind of you know, reminds me that I can't train at that level right now. And
sometimes plus, the ego kicks in, but you got to be smart. Yeah, my
mindset right now is, because I've been hormone free for, you know, nearly 6 months. And purposely, you know, for me right now, it's all about health is wealth, right? I've got a lot of different projects that are going on that keep my mind and keep me occupied. So my training is not my number one priority like it was before. My family, and then, you know, the gym is just one of many things that I do. You know, with Arsenal Strength, that is a day-to-day handle with my partner. So I don't do the day-to-day stuff, but I have my role within Arsenal, and we've scaled now from being a concept to now hiring just under 200 employees.
Wow, that's huge.
Yeah. So we have, you know, as I said, we make and manufacture that in Knoxville, Tennessee. So that obviously is a part of my day. I've got all the other things.
You ship worldwide,
globally. So it's been a blessing, you know, but that is not my bread and butter in terms of what I do day to day. And then, you know, when my time of day is run out and I pick up my daughter, I change the hats and I put dad on. So I gotta have that time with my daughter.
And you recently had a new addition to the family.
New addition. Thank you. 3-month-old boy. Yeah, so that's what the sleepless nights look like on my face right now, which is a blessing. I'm not gonna lie. I got the best of both worlds, so I'm very blessed.
Did you want a boy? I suppose you.
I did. I did.
Family.
I did. And when I had a girl, first of all, I was like freaking out, because, you know, my wife will attest, like, I was thinking she was coming out 16, I was fucking ready to kill some fucker, you know, but, you know, I got another 10 years until she's 16. She's a white character,
didn't she, your daughter?
Oh, she's so overly confident. I think it's because she's been around.
Where she gets that from?
Not at when I was a kid, that wasn't me, but being around the gym and around.
Does she come here much?
She doesn't want to sit in here with daddy and mommy. She wants to sit at the front desk. She asks for tips. Yeah, and people give her tips too. But anyways, you know, she comes home and she's like, Daddy, I want to buy some Pokemon cards out of this. I was like, okay, whatever. Where'd you get the money? Somebody give me it for tips. I was like, what do you ask for tips for? What are you doing?
Got business mind, mate.
I hustler.
Yeah, fair play. So, so you said you've been hormone free. Is that obviously, was that to sort of just get everything out of your system to feel normal, to lose the weight, to drop the weight?
Drop the weight fast. You know, I had to go over this massive like hormone dump. But
it's horrible, isn't it? Yeah, it's horrible.
I plus we were trained for. I'd done the exact same thing about 6 months prior to that. A year prior to that. I'm sorry, when we were training for my son.
Yes.
So it wasn't anything that I wasn't used to. You know, I just had to go over that hump. So
sometimes I think stress is the main killer. Stress.
Well, I had to do it because I want to see my true numbers, and I've been bodybuilding since I was 19, and you know, I've never been extreme working with Neil, you know that. You know, I've been very blessed, and where I think a lot of things were kind of scared in the air when, you know, we lost Dallas first. Well, I lost Dallas first as well, man. He was very close to me, and then, you know, most recently within the last year, we lost Sean, and there's been other guys who are kind of.
So all these deaths has obviously played, like, you know, put in your head.
It's hard to ignore. You know, it's hard to ignore when you have close personal friends who you spend a lot of time with.
Especially you stepping up to the open class, having to sort up the game and everything else.
Yeah.
And obviously you've got a brand new family. You want to be around to see the family long term, don't you?
Yeah, I'm just in a different chapter, and once you start thinking retirement, unfortunately that's the route you go. I never thought about retirement at all in my whole career, even when
I think it's a wise move for you.
Thank you.
Definitely, because it's opened other chapters, and your legacy is unbeaten, isn't it? So you know, you've done what you're doing in bodybuilding. Now you're doing your podcast, which we're in this fantastic room, which I'm very lucky to be in. I've been loving your podcast.
Thank you, mate. Thank you.
Yeah, really enjoying them. Yeah, so obviously there's other chapters, and obviously you put that dedication you had into bodybuilding to other chapters of your life, which obviously you'll be successful for.
Yeah, see, for me, I can't sit still, so I had to get my teeth into something straight away. As soon as I made that retirement announcement, I sat in it for 3 months. I didn't even tell anybody. I just sat in it.
Was it playing on your line beforehand? Sort of did have.
Yeah, I think it was. I had a lot of gut issues, and when I woke up every single day for months and months and months, nauseous.
Because since I've known you, you've always had. You've never been a big introvert.
I went from starving myself to make the weight class to then force feeding myself. That transition was difficult because my body just doesn't like digesting food. And I hired gut specialist. I seen the best. I thought it was this. I thought it was that. Everybody had an opinion on what they thought was causing it. And every doctor I went to, and every consultant, or every scan or whatever I had, everybody said, you know, you're good, you're healthy. So I can say I can retire from the sport. All my markers are in check. I just had my blood work done 2 weeks ago. I'm great, I'm healthy, and I'm loving that. Obviously, the next steps for me would be to start some sort of TRT, you know. But I don't want to put that weight back on that I had before. I can move up the steps.
The TRT, you'll probably put 7-8 pound on just by taking TRT, but it's more for sort of just how you feel, isn't it?
I definitely know that I'm kicking rocks. But this is for a reason. Just like I had to go through every prep, you know. Fucking prep wasn't fun.
No.
I've fucking gone through much more and much worse suffering than how I feel right now. You know, us in prep, we're trying to look a certain way to have that look on stage. The better you look, the worse you feel. And right now, I don't feel horrible.
No.
I definitely feel I'm not optimizing my workouts from obvious reasons, but the long-term goal for me, obviously, is health is wealth, as I said. Right?
I mean, the thing is, you've got nothing to prove. You can look at all these amazing trophies, all these pictures, and this is how you used to look. And you know, you're a champion, 7-time champion. You've not been beaten, so you can't say fair in that. These people that have tried to make a comeback and they're not placed. It sort of ruins the legacy, don't you think?
I do. It's a shame in all sports when people make the retirement post. Everybody gets happy for them, and then a month later, they're like, I'm coming out of retirement. For me, I had to sit on that decision because when I made the decision, there were so many people came out and said, "Don't retire, you're so close," but they didn't have to live in my shoes.
Exactly. Yeah, you're the one who has to diet and. Was your wife?
It was the off season, not the dieting. It was the off season. It was horrible.
So was Ali? Was she glad that you retired from bodybuilding?
I will say
fair few years now,
Yeah, well, the year that we got together was my undefeated run.
Yeah, so you went from 2011 onwards, wasn't it?
Yeah, I haven't lost since. So the first show we were together was actually at the British Grand Prix. Talking of which, you're just walking in now. But with us, you can come in, guys. With this, you know.
Can you believe that? Can you believe that was 11 years ago?
Crazy. I still. The memories I have are so fresh and so vivid. And
do you remember staying at my house, you and Neil?
I do.
We flew to Spain the next day.
I know. We got.
I remember I came down and turned to my kitchen, and you were there doing your compulsories in my kitchen. And Neil goes, "Have you ever seen Flex in his pants?" He goes, "No, not
I know. That's right. Yeah, do I sleep on the couch?
I
can't remember.
No, I had a spare. I think Neil slept on the couch.
Yeah, they were sent in. I remember somebody slept on the couch. I guess. It doesn't sound like Neil to take the bed and I am the couch. You know, I mean the other way around. Normally Neil would have the bed.
I just wish. I mean. that show, if we would have put that show on now with the social media, because back then there was no men's physique classes, so we were struggling to get the numbers for that show, and obviously it was such a big stage. That stage was like, even people talk about it now, like 11 years later. Yeah.
That's one of my favourite shows.
Yeah.
Because it was like
it was such a stressful time for me.
Yeah, it was. It was a lot of money. A lot of people don't understand how much money you put out and how much money you guys lost.
Yeah.
But you put on a show that I wasn't put on for maybe a decade.
Exactly, yeah.
Plus maybe, and it was the Amateur Olympia as well. So the place was absolutely packed with the audience and all the athletes that came to watch, and that was the first comeback show for me after taking a year off.
That's right, yeah.
And I just remember reading all these things that, you know, Flex is, you know, this and Flex is that, he doesn't have a back, so I fucking trained my ass off. And that was like my unveiling. That was my unveiling.
And also we had a lot of the top British guys competing in that. We had like John Hodgson, James Wedding, Sean Tavernier, Mike King. So that was the British Grand Prix.
It was a true British Grand Prix, the best of Britain.
So I'm happy to say I was part of that show.
Yeah, great job.
Still 100 grand lighter. But that's
the perks of loving bodybuilding.
Yeah, exactly. And we did the year after in Manchester, you know, where you won the 212.
That's right.
Was it 212 or 212?
It was 212.
Yeah, 212. And Sean Roden won the open class.
Yeah. That was my first show with Ali.
Oh yes,
I know. My first show with Ali. Yes. She came over. And
she was supposed to compete in it, if I remember.
Was she?
Yeah. Oh. So we had some posters made.
That's right. Yeah, it turned into an appearance post. Yeah, but she came over and she supported me. She was going to a master's degree at the time.
Yeah.
So I remember going back to the room, and she's, you know, for her, she's an academic student. She's an A grade. She's an A scholar. So she was revising all the way over on the plane. And whilst we were there, and in between tanning, in between napping, in between feeds and competing, she was, you know, working on her project again. And then when she went back, she
so where was you living at the time then?
I was living in Tennessee. She was living in Florida.
Okay.
Yeah. And then we got together, and then I moved to Florida.
Okay.
And that then began the kind of like shortly after, maybe 2 years after that, the drivers I started.
Yeah. Okay, well, we'll wrap this up. I mean, I just want to say thank you, Flex, for taking time. You're going to give us a little tour of the gym.
Let's go. Let's go. And then I got to jump right into the podcast.
Yes. Yeah. Who are you going today?
We have an exclusive, Andrew Jacks.
Andrew Jacks. Okay.
Yeah, he's never done a sit-down interview, so this is going to be epic.
I seen Andrew Jacks. I was lucky enough to see him because Flex Wheel is obviously helping us pose in, and I was in for a bit of a surprise yesterday. Incredible. The guy's £290. I mean, he's going to do Dallas Road in 2 weeks, and also the UK Arnold Classic September the 22nd, and hopefully you're going to get him down Ultimate Fitness. Flex, thank you very much.
Thank you, Shay. Show the gym.
Okay, let's show the gym,